Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we might be a wee bit late to the party, but we're going to be discussing the big news that Odsonne Edouard is in some sort of conversation / discussion for a new contract at Celtic Football Club. We're going to discuss my opinions on this, what it means for Celtic, what it means for the 10-0 season, what it means for Edouard's future, and also a couple of transfer rumours into the bargain. New intro there, how you liking it? You will notice a few changes in the channel. Hopefully over the next month or so I've ordered a new camera. We're going to be upping the quality. I'm going to try and do a little bit of rebranding if possible, and that is just the start. Also some new notification things popping up and doing, but that'll all be, I need to wait for stuff to come and all the rest of it, and hopefully this will be all getting done up and the setup will look different. I'll have stuff behind me and that. We'll be waiting, but you'll notice over the next couple of months hopefully some changes. But today we're here to talk about, not myself, Odsonne Edouard, who Neil Lennon revealed yesterday is in discussions with Odsonne Edouard over the possibility of a new contract, which is the news that every Celtic fan was wanting to hear. The news that has, sent us all into a bit of an aroused mood for so many reasons, but most importantly it means that Odsonne Edouard will hopefully be here, or guarantee himself to be here for the 10 in a row season, which is vastly important on our quest to get that done, because we don't know what's going to be happening with fans and what's going to be happening with the stadium situations. We don't even know at what point next season we'll be allowed to come and watch our team go for 10 in a row. I mean, it would be truly heartbreaking as a Celtic fan if we're not in the stadium next year to watch our team win what would be the most emphatic and most historic moment in domestic football history in Scotland. So this is a kind of positive, a kind of addition to what has already been a dampener of a few months for Scottish football, and this kind of cheers us up a little bit. But it was reported by Sky Sports yesterday, and basically every Celtic fan was jumping on the back of it and writing their tweets and giving their opinions. But here on YouTube I'm going to give mine to what is some great news. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, Edouard, as we've already discussed many a times in this channel, is potentially the greatest striker or the greatest entertainer we've had at this club since the likes of Henrik Larsson. That conversation's been had many a time by the pundits in the media and the newspapers and myself over and over, because of how good a footballer he truly is. This is someone who's been linked with moves to big clubs now. There's apparently teams in England looking at him. There was talks of Manchester United and Arsenal looking at him, and he's obviously a very young French talent, which is obviously, look at Mr Dembele. Mr Dembele went to Lyon last season, and well, I mean, he's been 2 seasons ago now, and he's been absolutely turned up over there, and he's getting himself to the point where he's getting linked with £50 million moves to Manchester United and such. And Odsonne Edouard, let's be very honest and perfectly clear about this, is going to be a player of that calibre, is going to be a player who's very similar. He will leave Celtic and he will go to whatever club it may be. He will perform to a high level and he'll get himself to the level that Moussa Dembele now finds himself at. But as a Celtic fan, I'm going to be selfish, and I'm sure every other Celtic fan will agree with me on this. We don't want him to leave quite yet. Now, if he did leave this summer, which now looks unlikely, if he does get a new contract, I mean, it would have been a right kick in the backside and a right blow for our 10 in a row quest, because let's be honest, he is the main man up front. Lee Griffiths, as much as I think he's came back onto a fantastic game, and the quality that he was playing at the last 2-3 months since the January break was absolutely incredible. He was the kind of player that resembled 2015-16 Lee Griffiths, scoring goals, making goals, a real danger to the defences around the league. But Edouard is that player who turns it up another level. And yes, people may complain about inconsistency and such. Let's just get all that out of the way. It's all rubbish. Edouard is a fantastic player week in, week out. And if it wasn't for him, we probably would have lacked a lot of the performances that we've seen all season. Probably because I think he's the man who does bring the best out of other players. I think when he's at his best, the whole team plays their best. The whole team turns up and the whole team turns at that extra level. And it's because of the flair and that little bit of extra that Edouard brings. It's like a nice wee spice on the top of your steak. He's something incredible. He's something special. But Neil Lennon, just to quote him, to get everything right, came out and said there are discussions at the minute with his representatives. Ultimately, he's a player we want around. He's a fantastic player. He's really blossomed over the last couple of seasons. He's had a magnificent season this year, and we want to keep him. It's as simple as that. We're doing everything we can to keep him here for at least another season anyway. Realistically, if Edouard came out and signed a 3-4 year extension at Celtic, think of the positives. Think of the the amount of money we'd be able to sell him on for. His contract already still has a few years left to run up on it, but if we could extend that by another 2-3 years, it would be insane. You know, we're talking about a player that if he continues to play at the level he has been this season, what is he on, 22 league goals, and then you add in his European performance as well, because he's been fantastic in Europe this season. He's been unbelievable, and probably a player that scouts around Europe I've been watching in the Europa League. But if he performs to that level year in, year out, and even next season, and he's got all those years left in his contract, I feel like Rangers fans and others may laugh at this, but this is a player we could be trying to get 30, 40 million, more towards the 40 million mark for. Because why not? There are teams willing to pay that sort of money for strikers who are a lot less entertaining, a lot less useful than Odsonne Edouard. And this is a man who's proven it at the highest level every season. So if he continues to play like that, and he's got those on his contract, there is no way we can't get £40 million for this guy if we try. Now, yes, we're at a club with Peter Lawwell, and a club that's just going to probably take the first bid that comes in of £25 million, but we should really know his worth in this situation. If he signs that extra year or two on his contract, there's so many more positives other than just winning the league title again. Financially for Celtic would be the best move. I don't imagine Edouard is going to be the kind of character to come out and say in this new contract he wants to be paid £50,000 a week. I think he knows his worth. I think he knows that Celtic's situation. And look, he shares a fantastic relationship with the fans. There is no doubt in my mind that Edouard does want to be here for 10 in a row. This time last year, I said to myself, Edouard won't be here for 10 in a row. He'll be here for 9, have a fantastic season. Big move will come in for him, and we'll have to say cheerio and look for someone else for 10. But with the situation we find ourselves in now, over the last couple of months as well, I've thought nothing but Edouard will be here for 10. And it looks even more likely. Just to continue on with Neil Lennon said, he says he thinks he's happy, he's got a fantastic relationship with the backroom team and himself and his teammates. You can see how much the supporters appreciate him as well. I think that's reciprocated. Yes, I'm as much of an aspiring journalist, had to take my time on that one. He's growing into a top-class striker, of course. There's going to be speculation around the player of that quality, but we're comfortable at the minute with the position we're in with him. So Neil Lennon does sound confident that we will manage to keep Edouard at the club next season, and I am chuffed at the idea of this. Now, you do this for me, Celtic. You've seen the tweets already. Celtic, if you can line up a photo of Odsonne Edouard, new kit on, new beautiful Adidas green and white hoops, sitting there with a 5-year contract in hand, let's just say that the room would be messy. But that is ultimately what we want to see, and that is the news we want to hear as Celtic fans. But Edouard to stay here another year is pivotal. I don't believe Rangers right now possess the talent, the squad, or the, I would even say the ambition to go and stop 10 in a row. It's not been shown over the last 2 seasons, and there's no denying that. We're 13 points clear of them in the league. Well, we finished 13 points clear of them in the league. We've won 9 in a row. To me, that is not a team who is ambitious enough to go and challenge for a league title. But by keeping Edouard here, there's no doubt in my mind it's done, and there's no doubt in my mind even without him we can do it because we are that far ahead. But I think it's sort of, it feels like a deal done situation with 10 in a row with Edouard here. Obviously it's not, but it just helps bring it even that more closer. So I'm very happy with hearing this news. Finally, just to end off the episode, as I said at the start, we're going to be talking about a little transfer rumour that's been popping up over the past 24 hours. I don't really know what to think of this one. I don't know to believe it. It was reported from the Mail on Sunday, so take it with a pinch of salt. Lyndon Dykes, someone who's been heavily linked with Rangers over the past year and a bit, is now apparently sparked some interest within the Celtic camp. Now, we'll talk about strikers with Odsonne Edouard, so let's continue the striker conversation with Lyndon Dykes. Now, of course, I'm not going to deny Lyndon Dykes has had a fantastic season with Livingston. I think he's got something like 9 goals, 8 assists, something like that. I'm not too sure. I've not got it on exactly. Actually, I've got it here. 9 times. Yep. That's it, 9 goals, 8 assists in 25 games in the Scottish Premiership. He's been a fantastic big player for them. He's a proper sort of big man striker who, no nonsense, we've seen how he's played against Celtic this season. He's been a very hard guy to handle, and Julian struggled big time against him, especially in that first game at the Tony Macaroni when we were defeated earlier in the season when we had 10 men. But you know, he is a good player, but for me, not quite Celtic. Where does he fit in? If we do keep Edouard, if we do keep Griffiths, which we will keep the 2 of them by the looks of things, why do we need Dykes? Where does he come in? I don't know. There's, I believe, we've already signed Kamara, we've got Bayo, who I don't know how much longer both of them have got at this club, despite Kamara only signing in January. Doesn't seem like they have much of a future. I don't see where Dykes comes in. I don't see why we would sign him. I'm not denying he's a good player. I just don't think he's that Celtic quality. Let him go to Rangers, I would say. And that would probably come back to bite me in the backside. But I don't know. He's just not the man for Celtic, I think. You know what? If he was a third choice and he was getting goals for us, more than happy. But for a fee of what Livingston are looking for in £2 million, I just don't think it's Celtic's main priority. I would look elsewhere on the pot before we even consider going for Lyndon Dykes. There's a lot of interest in the English Championship for him, so I'm sure they will get a fee around about £1 or £2 million. I just don't think it should come from Celtic. Now, a lot of people who watch Scottish football will be saying, sign him, he's a good player. He is a good player, but I just don't see where he comes into the fold with Celtic. And I think that it's one of those ones that's been kind of brought up now because we know Rangers have had interest, so let's create a little bit of, you know, competition. Let's say Celtic have interest, and maybe we have been looking at him, but if it has been at some point suggested in the Celtic side of things that Lyndon Dykes could be an option, I think that it has been over-exaggerated from the Mail on Sunday for how much of a realistic possibility there is. Good player. I think he should try and take a step up from Livingston. I think he's a better player than that. No disrespect to Livingston at all, but someone who, you know, as years dwindle in his career, should look to go elsewhere and score goals at a higher level. Perhaps at a better team in the Scottish Premiership, perhaps in the English Championship. I don't know, but he can do so much more with his career probably than play to Tony Macaroni in front of about 300 fans. So maybe a big move is on the cards for him, but I just don't think it should be Celtic, and I guess more will come from this rumour over the next few weeks or so, but I wouldn't expect it. If you are seeing it, if you're passing it on Twitter, passing it in the news sites, passing it in the papers, I wouldn't look too much into it. I really don't believe Celtic are ones for looking for Lyndon Dykes. That does it then. That's it for this video. The big news of Odsonne Edouard, the little news of Lyndon Dykes. If you have enjoyed, you know what to do. Hit like, hit subscribe, share out the video with your friends, turn on the notifications as the new intro says. And I'll see you all next time.